Oh, hello there, wherever you're listening, however you're listening, on the Reality After Show live streamer, joining us after the fact on the Reality After Show YouTube channel. This is Survivor 50 recap. We've been doing the day after because me and Johnny have been busy this season so far. Johnny was in Virginia on Wednesday, hosting with Richard Hatch. They've been touring the whole country. If you haven't gotten any tickets, he's coming to a city near you. We'll talk about that a little bit later, where he's going to be next. I was guest bartending at Liv's Tavern, one of the big bars here in Baltimore. They've been doing weekly watch parties, and I decided to come out for one. It was a great time. I was pouring drinks. I didn't know how to ring up the drinks. So if you ordered through me, you just got a drink for free, and it was not a good pour for the business. It was a great pour for the customer. It was a very, 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 very good time. Joined, as always, by producer extraordinaire Bobby Goodsby. We are on episode 4 of Survivor 50. I thought through 3 episodes, we were soaring through the sky. Soaring through the sky. For 3 episodes straight, Survivor was back. I mean, it was so over, and all of a sudden Survivor 50 came along, and before we knew it, we found a little glimmer of we're so back. It was a great 3 episodes. We got to see our favorites be our favorites out there. We got to see some people we didn't know were our favorites turn into some of our favorites. And then we hit Survivor episode 4 of season 50, and I think the plane hit a little bit of turbulence here. We're going to get into all of it right now.
The title of the episode is Turd in a Punch Bowl.
Is that what you would call the episode?
Yeah, I thought episode 3 was a little less than 1 and 2, but I thought 1 and 2 were just like, you couldn't do any better than 1 and 2. They were so good, and I thought 3 came in a hair underneath, but no, I mean, beyond good. Like thank you.
Yes.
Episode 4. Wow. I didn't know how good we had it until
it was gone. Right. So I was very thankful that I was at a watch party, and I've been doing weekly ones at the same bar here in Baltimore. So I was at a different one. So I got to see a lot of new faces. I spent a lot of time like mixing it up with people, and that was a lot of fun. And so I don't think that I really caught the weight. I haven't rewatched the episode yet, so I haven't really caught the weight of a lot of what people are really complaining about. But whenever I pick my head up to look at the screen, I was kind of like, what's going on here? So we opened up the episode.
What was the reaction to Zack Brown there in Baltimore? So because I was at Kazi's
a lot of eye rolls.
See, I was at Kazi's Comedy Club, Newport News. It was me, Richard Hatch, and Sarge from Vanuatu. Okay. And Zack is like, hey, who likes music? Let's make this weird. It's Zack Brown. A polite round of applause. I mean, like, I look at Hatch, and Hatch was like, it wasn't nothing, and it wasn't booze. I think they're overall happy with this. So in Newport News, it was all right. Zack, that's good. That's good people. Good people. All right.
Well, I also think that that's more his demo, right?
Yes.
Like
it was a working man's crowd in Newport News.
Yeah, and so I feel like it probably played better in certain parts of the country than other parts of the country for sure. But
apparently Boston, they love him.
Really?
Well, that motherfucker
sold out 4 times.
Midway. Who else has done that?
Yeah.
Neil Diamond, that's it.
So we'll get to Zack Brown in just a couple minutes here, but we open up this episode with the fallout of Q leaving. I really hope that Q leaving was not the beginning of the end for season 50, and I don't think it will be. But it was the first person that went home where I was like, I really wish that we got some more episodes of Q. That hurt. Like Jenna, I was like, I would have liked to keep Jenna around, but I can live with Jenna not being on the show. Like, okay, we got her coming in. It was cool to see her back on the island. She wasn't really able to keep up with the modern game as many people predicted. And then she got, okay, cool. That's a fine story arc within itself that I can live with. Kyle going home sucked. That was hard, but it's a medevac, so it's, not quite the same. And Savannah going home, I was totally cool with that. I got the full Savannah story arc that I needed on 49.
Have you seen
really?
Savannah? Have you seen
What do you mean? Oh, come on, bro. It is a different world. You can get all of that Savannah that you need on your cell phone. It's not like Cook Island's Parvati, where it's like, when am I going to get to see that again? It's like you get all you need of that from Savannah. That
Wow.
hold
on,
on the web.
I need to leave with my phone for a minute.
It's because Johnny doesn't know you can use Instagram for anything other than posting I'm an 80s kid memes. That's all, and WWE content. That's all he uses. Yeah. There's more out there, Johnny.
So allegedly. I like to watch where the guy gives people money to.
That's also fun, I guess. So we see the fallout from Q, and this is kind of our disaster tribe, right? Like it's whatever. Go ahead.
The fallout of Q, strategist Ozzy going, we took out a big threat. And I'm like, to who and what?
Yeah.
Q is not like threat level 0.
I'll tell you what he's a big threat for, though, that I think is factoring into a lot of people's decision making is screen time. Yeah, yes. I think people went after Q because they knew that he was going to eat up all the screen time if you were on a tribe with him. And the sooner we get him out, the sooner I can be the main character of this tribe. And I think it's and that's it for sure.
Yeah, because there's not a universe in the world other than Zoom traders, which I'm still shocked. But there's not a universe in the world that Q beats me at Survivor ever.
No, it beats anybody.
And I love him. I think he's great.
I agree. Yeah, no, I totally agree with all that. I agree. It's just not happening. So we see this disaster tribe, and it's kind of whoever Christian and Ozzy are on a tribe with is the disaster tribe, right? Yeah. And it makes sense because the other tribe has Jonathan, and the other tribe has Joe and Coach and Colby. So it's like, of course, this team with Christian as one of their men and Ozzy, who is kind of in his, bummy phase of Survivor. He's not the Ozzy of old. Like, of course, this is going to be the tribe that's going to lose to the tribe of Jonathan and the tribe of Joe and Colby. Yeah. Like, of course, that's going to happen. So I'm curious, Bobby, I'll start with you here. Like, what's your take on the makeup of this tribe going into this episode? Not at the end of the episode, going into this episode, now that we have Emily and Christian and Ozzy and Stephanie and Angelina on this tribe, who are the people that are left. What do you make of the makeup?
Well, I think that really Christian Hubicki is the center of everything. I think that there's a lot of people that see themselves working with Christian. I think that without Christian, the flow of this tribe would be a lot different. And I know we'll get to him later on, and I definitely talked about it a lot on last night's podcast, but I think Christian might be the best character we've ever seen in the history of the show. And wow. I think that this season and his first season have really, like, the first season we saw it, we got it, but it was new, it was fresh. There's been such a lapse of time since we have seen him last that now when we're seeing him again, and it's like an older, more refined version, it's game player wise, when it comes to Christian Hubicki, I think we're seeing that he's just all around one of the best characters, if not the best we've ever seen. And I think a lot of the tribe reacts to that, and that's where the cohesiveness is.
Very hot take from Bobby there. The best Survivor character that we've ever seen. I
think he'll be the first ever 6-time player.
6-time Survivor player.
I think so.
I think he'll say no.
I don't think he'll. What do you make of this take? This is a scorching hot take from Bobby, and I am a Christian Hubicki lover. This is scorching hot. I don't even know if he's in the top 5.
I don't know if he's in the top 5 either. However, I think he's incredible, and I think as fun as he was his first go round as the fun nerd on this side of cool, and how you can appreciate him. It's been 7 years. He's gotten older. He has a hint of old man in him as well.
He does. Yes.
These dumb young people, they're so stupid.
No, I agree with that.
So hitting Venn diagramming that, it is such an incredible complex character that I just think hits so many check marks.
I want to see how he finishes out this season. I don't have a problem saying that he's a top 10 character Survivor player of all time. I have no issue with that. Best ever, he's not a better character than Tony Vlachos. That's like,
I disagree. I mean, I get it. Tony's the only exception that I'd be like, that's 1A, 1B. But I think Christian, because it's so organically himself, right? Like nothing he's doing is for screen time. Nothing, he's not a Q being like, oh, look at my Q skirt or something like that.
Yeah.
Everything about him is just organic to him and his natural reactions.
I think there are some crocodile tears out there for Christian. I think him looking off into the sunset, my son is gonna see this one day. I think
he's just that dude. I think he's a nerd.
Dude,
yeah. I don't know.
Maybe
it
not.
Feels very. It feels very Shakespearean to me.
Okay,
it feels very like nerd doing.
But I think he's a Shakespearean nerd.
Yes, yeah, no, I agree with that, but I don't like. I think that he is not ignorant to the moment. He's not ignorant.
I think that's the construct.
He knows. If I sit in this confession and talk about my son and I look off to the sun and I know that my little boy that no one knows about is going to see this one day, I'm not saying that he's not being emotional about that, but I don't think that if the cameras weren't there that he would be the same way.
You don't think it's organic?
I don't think it's Q level disingenuous, but I also don't think that he's just like bearing his soul out there. I think he gets it. I think he knows what's going on.
Let me just say this. When I went to the RHAP event, like he was there. Have you ever met him in person, Gabe, by chance? Like,
no, I've played Clock Tower with him a few times. So I've had
he's exactly what you see on the screen. Like his mannerisms, everything. Yeah. That's just Christian, right? When you went to the event, there was literally 50 people deep just to meet Christian. Like Tiffany was there, Camilla was there. They had maybe a few people in their lines. Christian literally had to escort everyone outside and line them up outside just so that he can continue the conversation because they were trying to close the building. Like, this guy is so beloved by the fan base. This is why I think he's going to be a 6-time player, because look at what the show's doing with him. They have so many big personalities out there. And who do we get every single episode a great moment from? It's Christian Hubicki. It's almost a winner's edit. Like, you know, it's totally if he doesn't win, then they're definitely plugging this for someone they want to use multiple times. If he's not on next season, the traders, I'll be shocked.
That I have no issue with. I think that he's if he wants it, which I'm not sure about, if he wants it, I do think that he's getting like a big second wind of his Survivor reality TV career. I totally agree with that. I think that he has such a empty, not to use the cliche of all cliches in Survivor, I think he has a bit of an empty resume. I think he's a fantastic narrator. I think that he has benefited greatly from going to every tribal so far. We cannot underestimate that as well.
Yes.
He has gotten a massive benefit of surviving every single tribal so far.
And being in control.
And in control, yeah, for sure. But I don't think
every move is his.
Like if you know, if I'm trying to think of anybody who's been notable because he's taken up so much screen time so far, right? Like if Colby had gone to every tribal so far, I think there's a very realistic world where Colby is the narrator of the season so far, and Colby is the guy who's at the center of all these moves or being shown to be. And it doesn't have to be Colby. Like plug and play with anybody.
The Colby story is, man, this is a good old fun, and who loves good old greatness? And it's like, oh,
but
God,
like
we got it.
It could be Rizzo. Like I think that there's a lot of other people. It could be D. Like I think he has benefited greatly from being on the disaster tribe and the various forms of said disaster tribe, and also being one of the only movers and gamers within those groups of people. Like I think that things have broken very well for him as a character through 4 episodes so far.
I'm shocked you don't think he's top 5.
I don't feel comfortable saying that. I think that's a hot take, and I'm not saying that it's like dumb, but it's hot, and I do disagree with it. I think that I could rattle off 5 people comfortably that I think are better characters and players than Christian are.
Let us know in the chat.
Yeah. Go please in the chat. If is Christian a top 5? Is he best
character?
All time?
I'm not saying game player.
I agree. I agree. Yes, character. Yes.
I like him, and I hate the nerd archetype. Literally, my least favorite archetype.
He's the best of the nerds. He's he's the pinnacle of nerds. He's everything you want out of a nerd. I agree. I totally agree with that. And he's a great narrator, and he was the narrator of David versus Goliath, and that was well earned as well. I just think that there are more dynamic, more complex characters out there than Christian. Like you see many different sides of like Tony Vlachos. You see many different sides of Boston Rob. You see many different sides of Amanda Kimmel. You know, like
there's Amanda Kimmel up there.
Amanda Kimmel,
Johnny Fairplay up there, but I wouldn't.
Really? Oh,
I
think you put Amanda up there.
Yeah.
I think there's
crazy.
I think I wouldn't have an issue saying Christian's above Amanda, but I think I would
boring
put
in
her
real
above
life
Christian as a character. I think I would.
Yeah, she's hot, but she's boring in real life. I mean, like literally, like there. I mean, she's nice, but she's boring. I mean, like, yeah.
I don't have the perspective having met her, but I think that she is a more dimensional character than Christian is. You know, I feel like Christian has this, and it's not to say that it's not entertaining. Like it is. I'm not bashing Christian. I would put him in my top 10. I put him on the bottom half of my top 10. I would put him somewhere from 10 to 7. Or like
there's 751 players. That top 10 is pretty fucking strong.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't want to gloss over the fact that Bobby said best of all time in the history of the show. The best casting that they've ever done is Christian Hubicki.
I might make a video about it.
That is a scorching hot take. That's all I'm saying. That's a really hot take to have.
It's a fun one.
My fiance had a hot take she wanted me to pass along to everyone.
What's that?
Well, I'm amazed now. This is not the best Survivor of all time. This is old Survivor.
I agree.
We miss old Survivor so much that we're kind of pedestaling a bit. So she's like, you know, don't get me. She loves it. She's entertained. It's fun. All those things. But this is not the greatest season of all time. It's just what Survivor used to be.
I'll say this on the Amanda point, just to wrap that up. I'm going to go back. I'm going to watch China, which I haven't watched in a long time. I'm going to watch Micronesia, which I really haven't watched in a long time.
Me neither.
Well, once I finish those two, I'm sorry, brother. I'm going to report back.
Guess who doesn't watch Micronesia?
So,
I heard it's great.
I'm going to report that. But so we have this tribe of people, and I kind of want to save more discussion on them for the end because they end up going back to tribal. We get more of Genevieve versus Aubrey. This is one of the most frustrating rivalries I've ever seen on Survivor. I am obviously very personally invested in this. Genevieve is a dear friend of mine. And to see someone, you know, be kind of nasty towards her, like we've seen Aubrey be nasty towards her, it has been very tough for me to watch. But every time Aubrey is on screen, and Bobby, I want to know what your take is on this. Every time Aubrey is on screen, I, as a viewer, am miserable. I am miserable when I watch Aubrey. It's not even like she's toughing it out. It's like you don't want to be there, and you're making it not fun to watch when you're on screen.
Yeah.
And it's icky. It feels icky to watch her on screen.
Matt brought this up last night too, where it just doesn't seem like she's having fun. And I can totally concur with that, but she's also been on the bottom pretty much from the beginning, or at least has felt like she's been on the bottom, right? And I get it. Like the one thing that would be very frustrating is you get a moment away, and as soon as you're away, Genevieve's like, Aubrey, where are you? We're all looking for you. It's like, bro, it's kind of not saying it's in the same category as Rome. I'm not saying that, but it is kind of in the same extent where I can't just have 5 minutes to myself. Like, why do you need to be looking for me? Oh, because you think I'm a threat. Like, I get the frustration there. So I think what we're seeing on camera is they're showing us frustrated Aubrey. But the thing that is also that I keep coming back to is one, she has an idol, and two, they're showing her for a reason. There's something there with the storyline. It can't just all be downtrodden Aubrey the entire season. There's got to be some kind of pick-me-up, because they always, after the swap, the people that they show that are on the tribes that don't go to tribal council have longevity in the game, or there's a story arc there. So there's a reason why they're showing this, and I'm interested to see how it pans out.
Well, I think at least right now, from what we know, the reason they're showing it is because of this rivalry, right?
Yeah.
Is like these two are not getting along, and they're both kind of similar overlapping archetypes. They're similar type of characters. And something that Sam Phelan talked about he was just on RHAB, something he talked about that I thought was a really great point. And I wish that I had gotten to it first, because I totally agree, and I see the same thing, that Genevieve is a very tough person to be around if you're an insecure person yourself, because she is so charming and a very beautiful woman and so smart, and yet through all of that still so genuine and herself, right? Like, there's one thing when you see like a hot girl out at the bar and she's super hot and bunch of makeup and whatever, but you're like, you're probably empty inside, aren't you? Or you can't hold a conversation with anybody. Like, she is the anti that. Genevieve, just like her personality and her how genuine she is apparent within the first 5 seconds that you meet her. Like, she can't help but wear her heart on her sleeve in a very charming, endearing way. And when you're an insecure person, and I can't speak to this at all because obviously I'm a man, but I imagine that there's a dynamic there when it's two women. I think people look at Genevieve and they're like, how can she be like that? How can she be this like very attractive woman that is also so smart, that is also so genuine, that is also so charming, that is also so fun to be around, that is also so witty and like funny in her own, like a lot of these things. I know that I'm glazing the hell out of Genevieve right now. That is not escaping me, but it's part of why she, was a fan favorite on 47 and got called back again, because she is this very dynamic, compelling personality. And somebody like Aubrey, who I think has a very difficult relationship with Survivor and has suffered a lot on Survivor. And every time she's been on Survivor, she's done worse. And I would say her performance on Edge of Extinction was like embarrassing for a 3-time player. Big Wendy dunked on her in Edge of Extinction. Like that was a really tough go for her. And then she comes out here on season 50 and she has this person in Genevieve who is also like a white brunette strategist. And it's like, oh, you're kind of supposed to be me, but I don't know how I feel about myself out here. And you're coming out here and saying like, oh, you want to work with me? Why am I going to work with you? Like something doesn't work here for me, And so I think that is what has made this rivalry so compelling, but also frustrating for me, is that you have this person in Genevieve who like wanted to work with you, who came to you and said, like, we should work together. We can do a lot of damage in this game together. And for Aubrey to instantly be like, pincers out, no, I don't want to do that. You need to get away from me. It doesn't sit well with me because it just screams insecurity. That's the point I'm getting to here.
But at the same time, if there's a player that you don't want to work with and they're like, hey, do you want to work with me? And you don't want to work with them. I mean, like, the answer is always yes, I want to work with you, and then you don't really mean it. But like maybe Aubrey's just like, I decided before I fucking walked on this beach, if Genevieve's here and she's on my tribe, I ain't about that life. Yeah. And she was like, hey, do you want to work with me? And she's like, no.
But you don't say that. That's bad survival.
I know. We'll get to the epitome of what you don't say. Her name is Emily Flippin.
We'll get to that. God
bless America. Worse. I thought I had a shitty alliance with Yowman and Penner. Fuck that. Emily Flippin's like, hold my beer. The worst alliance. Like, Sugar is a better alliance than Emily Flippin.
But I don't get why Aubrey is taking such like a nasty attitude towards this relationship with Genevieve. Like it's kind of nasty. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
the edit is so crazy because like I've been doing these watch parties in different areas. Like, I did Rhode Island and then I did Indianapolis and last night Newport News. This edit, based on the people I'm talking to and interacting with, they do not like Genevieve and they love Aubrey. And
that's shocking to me. I've gotten the opposite.
And I think it's the po pitiful me thing. Some people eat that up.
I think some people do. I think it's the people who see themselves in that.
Yes.
Who are like, oh, like I would, so I'm not saying Aubrey doesn't have a demo, but I'm saying that demo sucks. That's what I'm saying. And if you're that kind of person, grow the fuck up.
Here's the crazy thing.
Up and play the cards that were dealt to you. and say, I'm gonna make something. If you got a shit hand, you make something out of it.
Yeah.
Like,
but I'm watching these, like I'm literally sitting beside Richard Hatch for every episode, and Hatch's two favorite people still in the game right now, because he of course he loves Jenna Lewis because you know he looks at her as a daughter, but he loves Genevieve and Aubrey, and he was just like, "You're doing it right. You're doing it right. And I'm just like, well, they can't be both doing it right.
Yeah, you got to pick a side here. Yeah. So I just and it has been doubly frustrating for me that Genevieve has now found two idols, which should be like all of her ammunition in this rivalry.
Final four. See ya.
And neither of them count for her. And I like, so in the beginning, I was kind of into the Billie Eilish boomerang, whatever. And now that it's reared its head again for the same person, I'm like, that kind of sucks. What's the point of looking for him if you can't keep him? Like I don't know, Bobby. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I mean, I am so over the boomerang idol. Just hearing every single week, hey,
Billie
Eilish boomerang idol. Yeah, exactly. Like it gets very old. But it couldn't be more frustrating to find two idols and neither of them you get to keep, and the chances of them getting back to you are beyond slim. Right? Yeah. Like. It's got to be the most infuriating thing as a Survivor player, especially someone like Genevieve, who, you know, says it herself that she usually doesn't find these kind of things.
On two.
Yeah.
She can't use either of them.
But I do think that her giving it to Rizzo was interesting. I think that she thinks of it as maybe him seeing like a lifeline, like, hey, we are working together, but she really plans on it to be used for his demise. And if we know anything about Rizzo and Rizzo with an idol, I mean, I feel like there's two different games, right? There's Rizzo.
They know nothing about Rizzo with an idol, which is the beauty of this.
Exactly, but we do.
You literally gave this guy a super shield. Like you gave him Captain America shield, and just like, oh, watch this, and he's like, yeah, watch.
And a good thing worth noting, that no one's talking about. I'm sure I haven't seen anybody talk about it until I tweeted it earlier today. Did you notice that the idols are real idols again? That they're like an actual necklace with an amulet. It's not 6 beads on a string.
Yeah.
I mean, how I am thrilled about that.
Yes.
New era idols was like the worst piece of bullshit ever. Like, and going back to a necklace, they kind of silently did that, but I'm very happy they did.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't love a good set of anal beads? But
not
for my idol.
It should be a good prop. It's a prop. Like, let it be a prop, you know?
Yes.
So I was very happy about that. I was very upset about the fact that we had to witness another Billie Eilish boomerang idol. That sucks. That was the third one found, right?
Yes, that should be the last one.
That was just one on that beach that never got found. That was planted there from the beginning. So I thought that was kind of lame. That's, again, all of Genevieve's ammunition in this fight is like it kind of depleted, and I think that sucks. I'm very interested to see what Rizzo does with it, as you guys said. But I mean, Aubrey's just finding herself on the outs on this tribe. And I think it's because, you know, and I'm not trying to be mean. I've never met Aubrey before. I don't have a personal opinion about her. I'm just talking about the character that I've seen on TV now in 4 different games. I don't think she's very good at Survivor. I think she had a good run in Koa Wrong, and she lost, and I think that was her chance. And every time, I think she's looked a little bit worse. And this time, she has 0 allies in the game, except for Tiffany, who's gotten less confessionals than Zack Brown has. And she has this idol that was gifted to her, and like that's it.
Yeah, I think she has plenty of friends. They just have not, like, the luck of the draw. Like, she has literally lost the tribe lottery every time.
That's fair. Yes, that's super fair as well, for sure.
Yeah, and so I think she has friends, and if she can, like, that idol can help her sustain to get to her friends. Yeah, but she has no friends.
So we get to the first challenge in this episode, and it is a reward challenge. And
is it the best reward of all time?
Is it the best reward of all time? Well, Johnny, what did you think?
I think it is the best reward of all time. I think it is the best reward in the history of Survivor.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a
hot take. I know.
Why? Wait, you're not joking. This isn't a joke?
Not at all. Not at all.
No.
I can tell you this. When you win food on Survivor 9 times out of 10, when it shows up, it's fucking cold. It fucking like it's literally been sitting there forever. So of course they can't fucking have Zack Brown show up to cold food. So they're like, oh, this is how we always do it. Nice, fresh, hot food for everybody. Like, oh yeah. And then, and going out there with the spear bazooka is like, really? You got those 2 fish with your spear bazooka? How did you do it?
Yeah.
And you chum the water? Great. Congrats for Zack Brown for being able to use a spear bazooka. But those fish were fucking huge.
Huge.
They got, you can make it to the end of the game with that meal. It was that huge. It was the hottest food ever served in the history of Survivor. Congratulations on that. And I'll tell you this, me personally, you look over here, I have, I think 18,000 vinyl records now. I love music. I live for music. I love like Dave Matthews is my favorite. I'm going to see him. I got 2 concerts coming up here in the next month. Me and you, Gabe, we're gonna go see Foo Fighters and Queens of the Stone Age coming up this. Like I love live music. I love bands. When I was out there on Survivor, it was no secret my love of music. And on your CBS bio, you list your favorite artists. And I think I listed like Beastie Boys, White Stripes, Beck, and Prince. Okay. And when me and Burton were going off for the car reward, we're on a boat, and Jeff is on the boat beside us. And just in the middle of the ocean, he just pulls over. He's like, we stop before we get to the thing. We're just talking. He's like, how's it going, guys? And we're like, good. He's like, hey, Fairplay, since you've been here, Beck came out with a new album. I was just listening to it on my boat, but you guys don't have music on yours.
Wow.
And I was like,
kind of a dickhead thing to say.
Oh, literally, that was me and Jeff the entire time.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's cool, asshole, because I have a friend that works at a record store. I got it 2 weeks before we fucking left.
Wow.
Here, I'll put this question up for you guys. Mr. Fairplay and Gabe, pick one artist you would have chosen to have at that challenge.
Oh, Dave Matthews.
That tracks.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
He's my favorite.
Who would my
Billy
Zack Brown, who would I want my Zack Brown to be? Johnny mentioned Foo Fighters. Dave Grohl would have been really cool.
Yes.
That would have been awesome if he just did like acoustic Foo Fighter songs. That would be
Jack
sweet.
Black would have sucked.
Like from or Jack White.
No, Jack White's great.
Black.
Jack Black. Jack Black would have been like, this is the worst reward in the history.
I want to say this real quick about the challenge, right? Johnny, you're coming from a player's perspective where you're trying to say, hey, this was a great reward if you're a player. The reason why it was terrible on television for the viewer is because we get 5 to 7 minutes of him out there fishing for it. And I'm sorry, I don't care to see him out there fishing for it. Also, if he's going to do it, they should have given him the same equipment that the survivors have to use. That's what I thought he was going to do. No, he's going to with a professional rig. Go ahead. What are you saying?
Here, I co-sign the showing him spearing, but I would have done a montage of Richard Hatch, Rupert, and Ozzy spearfishing to show that this is an element. Plus, you get the showing the old stuff and all that. I think if they had shown that and then shown Zack do it, I like that as a video package.
And I get that they're doing it to show like, hey, he's getting these big fish to bring. Obviously, he's not going to get that big of a fish with the same rig that they have. But then to go back there, show them cooking it, show them eating it, getting the reactions to being in the moment, and then 2 songs. Like, there's a reason this is literally was voted the worst rated episode of Survivor in the history of the show on IMDb of all time. And to have 2 songs,
we did not need 2 songs.
Need 2 songs. Who was that?
Why didn't we just get chicken fried and call it?
Right. Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's.
I just no, I totally agree with Bobby in that I like, sure, would it have been cool like in the moment that like, oh, we get to hang out with the country dude and he's, we got good food and like this is a cool reward. Like, sure, I have no qualms with that take. My issue is it's not very Survivor. I would so much rather them go somewhere cool in Fiji like they used to. And I don't like to be, like they used to, but like they used to versus just sitting in the sanctuary with Zack Brown and acoustic guitar. Like that doesn't feel larger than life to me. That feels like we're in America. Like we can do this in America. I can go get a free ticket to the Tonight Show and see Zack Brown do that and be like, here's the fish I caught on my boat today, and I'm going to play a song for the audience. Like the point of Survivor, the core of Survivor, what makes Survivor fun is that it feels like this larger than life, even like on a different world kind of adventure. And inserting Zack Brown into it takes away from that. It's like, oh, this is like this American dude is out there who I can go see on tour whenever. Versus
Jimmy Fallon's rolling over in his grave right now.
Yeah. I'm sure he is. And versus like we're gonna go swim with a sea of jellyfish under a waterfall. Like that's like, oh, I could never do this even if I wanted to. I would have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars and hours and travel and training to go do what they're doing on Survivor right now versus like eating fish with Zack Brown. That's like, oh, like kind of anybody can listen to Zack Brown do his thing. That's not very special. And obviously the issue everybody had with it is we spent 20 fucking minutes of the episode with Zack Brown.
Yes.
He has more confessionals than Tiffany does. What are we doing?
4-2 on confessional.
Well, I mean, what are we doing?
It was the Zack Brown superfan experience is exactly what we got in this episode.
Yeah.
And someone in the comments yesterday from our podcast said, wow, people are so anti-fun. And I said, no, not anti-fun, more so 20 plus minutes getting used of the episode on Zack Brown, but it could have been used on strategy talks and tribe dynamics. That's what people want to see, not 20 minutes of someone that has nothing to do with the show.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that. That's the big issue that everybody has, and I think that it is a totally fair criticism. That it's like we could have spent that time having them look for idols or clues at the reward, or we could have had them doing strategy, like anything other than Zack Brown just playing a diddly on his guitar. Like, okay, dude, you're a fucking billionaire, and you got to go have this billionaire experience. The point of Survivor, again, is you're taking regular people and you're giving them larger than life experiences and this adventure that money can't buy. And then Zack Brown, because he's a billionaire country singer, gets to like go do it. And we all have to kind of like be this weird audience to this very personal experience that this guy is having. Is bad TV. That's bad TV. Like it's just not fun to watch.
Does this work if the winning tribe gets to choose one person or gets to choose two people to join that tribe? And well, obviously we have
on the reward.
Yeah. For at the sanctuary. So obviously we get D. I mean, if you don't take D, you're fucking like, go fuck yourself. I mean, literally you can tell Zack Brown means a lot to this woman, and good for her. So you choose D, you see someone else. And in that 20 minutes of the Zack Brown of it all, you have that tribe asking D questions, D asking questions, and whoever that other person is, and it's just like, hey, Aubrey has an idol, like, shit gets out there. I think this works with one Zack Brown song and two people from that other tribe coming over there.
I think
this works. I like that idea, but this works if the spread's already there. Like he already caught the fish. We don't need the montage. We don't need the cooking, all of that. And the also thing it works is he's playing music as they're walking into the reward and they're eating the reward and listening to the music. And that's what we get of Zack Brown. That's what it should have been. It should not have been a Zack Brown highlighted episode where 20 minutes go to just Zack Brown or them watching him sing. And it should have been, hey, we got this reward and we get to see Zack Brown play for us. Look at the food he caught for us. And what a great experience. On to the next thing.
And I will say, Johnny, I actually like the idea of splicing together like the most iconic spearfishers through Survivor history with him, because then it's a celebration of Survivor. Like, if you want to do that, make it about Survivor. Don't make it about this dude that nobody really cares about. Like, if it was like Zack Brown watched Hatch and Ozzy and Rupert and Penner all spearfishing, and that inspired him to get into it. And even if that's not true, just tell that story and show all your favorite clips throughout the years of Survivor of people spearfishing, and then Zack Brown with this like alien bazooka gun going into the ocean. Can you imagine being one of those tuna and you see this alien come into your world with a gun and just intercepts like your brother and is holy shit, that dude's gone. Like, but that's an aside. But like that, I think could have been cool because then it's about Survivor. Like, it was about Zack Brown more than it was about the fans, more than it was about the show. And that was my issue with it. It was we're watching this dude live out like his personal dream. I don't give a fuck about Zack Brown or his dream. I want to watch Survivor. And if you can tie it in with Survivor, that's cool. But they did the opposite. They made Survivor conform to Zack Brown, not Zack Brown conform to Survivor. That's lame. That's bad TV.
Yeah.
That's
so the Ponderosa for the pre-jury for Micronesia, we got to become scuba diver certified. And so we did all the classes and all that. And then we went out with this guy who's won the gold medal for the spearfishing Olympics.
Wow.
So here's a guide. And so we went out and he comes here. It's just like, you guys want some sushi? And we're like, yeah. He goes, all right, I'll be right back. He goes down, no tank, no nothing. And he's got the gun, but not the bazooka. He's just got the spear gun. He's underwater for 5 minutes. Like, you just see like he just lets little bits of air, and he's like literally underwater behind this rock for 5 minutes, and then shoots this fish. It's like this big, comes back, goes shoot, slices and dices, has the soy sauce and wasabi. It is fucking beating as we're eating it with our chopsticks on the boat.
Wow. That rocks.
It was the greatest. Coach was like, I've had tuna all over the world. I've had whatever all over the world, and I'm gonna like when you get it like that, it is the best.
The one thing I liked just real quick. The one thing I liked is that they had alcohol at this challenge, right? And it seemed like it was different kinds, but there was one alcohol missing that I think they should have had there.
Mikey B does a whiskey, like a brand whiskey. What's it called?
Watertown whiskey.
Okay, I've heard. That's good. Watertown whiskey. I like it. Mikey B has a whiskey? Watertown whiskey.
Mikey B has a whiskey? Watertown whiskey.
Mikey B has a coconut whiskey? Watertown whiskey.
Wow, Mikey B has a coconut whiskey? Watertown whiskey.
Mikey B has a whiskey? Watertown whiskey. Mikey B has a whiskey? Watertown whiskey.
Watertown Whiskey, official sponsor of the Reality After Show. Get yours. I love this stuff. It's vacation in a bottle. 2 grams of sugar, all natural ingredients. Oh, coconut infused whiskey. You want the best old fashioned ever? This is it. Add this to your old fashioned. Mikey B, the greatest survivor. Well, he was on Survivor Fans versus Favorites, but he didn't make the greatest whiskey ever. Watertown Whiskey. Go to watertownwhiskey.com right now. Get your Survivor bundle. Use promo code Survivor for a discount. Right now, it's the Fairplay discount. Promo code Survivor, watertownwhiskey.com. Woo!
New ad. Hell
New
yeah.
ad.
I love that. That rocks.
Whiskey.
I could have done without like the particular 5 seconds, but other than that rocks. That's awesome.
I wanted to
love
see
that.
your face when that came up.
Watertown whiskey with natural flavors. Head over to watertownwhiskey.com to get more information. Please drink responsibly. So we go through the challenge.
Survivor bundle. It's like two bottles, coconuts, all like it is insane.
Wow.
And promo. So each survivor has their own promo code, like promo code Suri. So he's like, Fairplay, what do you want? I'm like, Survivor. And he's like, of course you do. So promo code Survivor, get your discount.
So we move through this challenge, we move through this reward. Zack Brown gets his moment, he leaves. And then we get to the immunity challenge. And this is a familiar one from 46. We see the Arch make its return. The Banu challenge.
The Arch.
I like the Arch too. I think the Arch is a fun team challenge. I'm very into it. One of the few new era challenges that I've actually liked that they introduced. And the Disaster Tribe loses once again. The Christian, the Q, the Emily, the Stephanie, the Ozzy of it all, they can't seem to figure it out. So they have to go back to Tribal Council once again. And Emily Flippin, for I don't know how many times now, gets a terrible edit in this episode. And this is something I talked about last time we were on, and it is maintained through another episode of Survivor Season 50. In Season 45, Emily's story arc was she was this antisocial person who was very abrasive and didn't really, sharp elbows, didn't really get along with anybody, couldn't meld socially with anybody. And over the course of her time in Fiji, she managed to grow into this more socially adept, more socially savvy, strategic powerhouse that was a mover of plans and was the angel of death for many people in Survivor 45. This strategic and social mind that was to be reckoned with. And she gets to Season 50, and her whole character is, oh my God, I'm sorry. I know I messed up. I'm so sorry. My bad. I'm sorry. And it's like, where did this person even come from? Because even at her lowest low in the beginning of 45, that was her flaw.
I love sharp elbows, Emily. That was a great character. I didn't like friendly Emily.
That wasn't her character flaw, though. Her character flaw wasn't being bad at strategy. It wasn't being able to not being able to keep her mouth shut. It was like she wasn't able to get along with anybody. That's not her problem in 50. Her problem in 50 is she's being shown to be very bad at playing Survivor. And I'm befuddled by this. It does not match any Emily Flippin we've ever seen before. And it kind of like decimates the legacy we have for her from 45.
She's the worst player. Like top 10, Bobby. Top 10 worst player. Like if this player was Emily her first time, she ain't sniffing Survivor 50.
Guys, are we?
Well, that's not even a debate.
Are we forgetting the beginning of Survivor 45? Like this is 100% her into the beginning of Survivor 45.
No, it was not. Her
freaking out.
But she wasn't freaking out though. Her issue was that she couldn't meld with people socially. She couldn't
suffer for fools.
Yeah, like she was like, why are we talking about the pyramids? This is a dumb conversation. Let's play Survivor. And everybody was like, whoa, like we're all kind of just hanging out here. Like you can relax. We're not getting into strategy right now. That's different than her being like, I told Ozzy the whole plan and
here's every plan. Every plan that's been told to me, I have told every person within earshot.
Like that, like, please correct me if I'm wrong, but that wasn't happening in 45, was it?
I didn't see that.
People weren't coming to Emily and being like, this is the plan. And she would run to somebody and be like, hey, this is what I heard the plan was. And everyone's like, why did you leak it? You weren't supposed to leak it. Like that wasn't happening in 45, was it?
I feel like maybe I'm misremembering, but the very first episode, like obviously she would have been the first one had Hannah not quit. Someone even pointed that out in the comments. But on top of that, as soon as the target kind of got on her back, or she started making sloppy gameplay that really unraveled her game in front of everyone, and people were starting to say her name, she really could not handle the heat. Like, and we saw that in this episode where Christian's telling her, hey, listen, the target's on you, but don't worry, don't freak out. I've got you. We got this whole plan set in motion. And she still can't just be chill. Like she doesn't have a chill when there's the smallest bit of pressure on her shoulders.
I feel like I remember in 45 when Caleb swooped in to save her and was like, it's you tonight and we need to get Sabaya out instead. Like they executed that plan. Like, and it
wasn't
smooth.
Hey, Sabaya, Caleb saving me by getting rid of you.
Yes, like that would have been the equivalent of what we saw, of what we've seen in 50. It's like if Emily ran to Sabaya and was like, I heard you guys are coming for me, and Caleb is gonna flip and he's gonna work with me to get you out. And Caleb walking over and being like, why did you just do that? Like, like he wasn't making those kinds of mistakes. Like, he just wasn't getting along with people because she wasn't able to find her groove socially with folks. Like, that's a different. What we're seeing now is like bad strategy. Never played Survivor before. Like, I don't really know what I'm doing strategy.
This is bring your kid to work day.
Where it was like he was just kind of the weird autistic nerd that didn't get along with anybody.
Yeah.
Like, it's different flaws is kind of what I'm getting at here.
Now, this is bring your kid to work day, and your kid's like, my dad says he bets you stink, or you know, it's just like, whoa, okay,
yeah, well, like, shut up, hey, shut up, and then like you have that moment.
Says you're fucking the boss.
You have that moment with Christian where, you know, she spills the beans to Ozzy, and Christian's standing behind Ozzy, and he gives her like the. First off, if another man did that to me in any context, we're fighting. That's how that ends. That is like, you don't get to treat me like an act. That was a bar for bar what a kindergarten teacher does to a child who is acting out during reading time or nap time. That that is for a to a T. When you have a first grader who is acting out, and the old lady teacher is like, you need to be quiet, but I'm not going to make a scene. They go. That's literally what you do in elementary school. I'm sure Penelope has seen a kid get that treatment before in her class.
That's if we're playing Survivor, Gabe, that's me and you. Spoiler.
Dude,
I'm about to go kill Fairplay. I'm like, okay, I stand corrected. This is the worst alliance ever. Remember when Gabe killed me?
As an adult, I'm not letting anybody do that to me and getting away with it. That's so disrespectful. But I'm not coming at Christian for that. The fact that Emily was acting in a way that warranted that response from Christian is such an indictment on her performance as a player in season 50. To invoke that from Christian was insane, and it was well deserved. I think it was well deserved. But it's like Christian had to resort to, I need to treat her like a child, like a misbehaving child, to make sure that this doesn't blow up. That's how bad she's playing this season. And that's something that I'm shocked to see, because that is not the Emily Flippin that we were sold on in 45. I don't know where this person came from.
I will say this about Emily, and then I got to actually take off because we have to go to her open house. But I want to say, Emily, the whole Christian thing with him being right behind Ozzy and Ozzy completely oblivious was so funny. I think that Emily is just too chaotic of a player. And I think that even when she feels a little bit of pressure, she just collapses under that pressure, and she doesn't know how to just maintain some chill. And I think that Christian's the complete opposite of that, where he tries to find ways around those situations. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Where Emily's just like, no, this is not how I read this whole season to go. I have to go further, which everyone feels like that. Don't get me wrong. But we see it on the screen, and she just goes flipping, flopping. That's what people said in the comments too. It's a great last name because it's perfect for her character.
Great. Yeah, no, yes.
Last thing I want to say real quick before I get out of here. The whole Ozzy of it all, where Ozzy said, I'm going to play like Oscar this season, not like Ozzy. I'm going to be more strategic and more social. Him immediately going out and trying to catch fish instead of being there when they have a big tribal council coming up, and he's just like, oh, it's already set in stone, nothing's going to change, and that's goes Ozzy. And catches. No, that's such Ozzy. He's resorting back to Ozzy, and we saw in this episode, I love that it was a 3-2-1 because it showed Ozzy, listen, you're still playing right back to how you began, and we're 4 episodes in, and you immediately go back to the old Ozzy. You're not Oscar anymore. You're back to Ozzy, and I think that he's just never going to win this game.
And walking at a tribal when Christian's like, I'm sorry, he's like too late, like Hatch is like, that's Ozzy, and that's why this guy will never win. Those 2 words right there, too late. That is not like you're like, oh, dude, it's cool, and then you're like, hold my beer, Ozzy or a Christian, you're in my sights. But no, it's like, do not tell them that that's not on the table.
A more savvy player 100% of the time is like, it's cool, man. It's cool. It's just, we wake up tomorrow, we reset. Like every round.
Saria's never saying too late.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even think like, I don't even think like mid-tier players would ever say anything like that. And so, you know, while we kind of talk about the end of Tribal, we have this burgeoning feud between Mike White and Christian, and Mike White ends up going home. What did you make of Mike White versus Christian, Johnny? And how do you feel about Mike White going home?
So Christian explains to the viewers and everyone there in Newport News at Kazi's, they were here for it. You know, it's just like, hey, Mike White is the most dangerous man on this island. He is one of the most dangerous players in the history of Survivor. And to a degree, I agree with that. However, Emily Flippin is the most dangerous person to Christian's alliance because she won't shut up. Like she is proven to be immensely more dangerous to Christian than anyone.
Yeah. Last thing before I leave, guys, I'll be at the Baltimore show that we're doing on April 8th. So Gabe will be there. Johnny will be there. I will be there. I'm flying across the country to come join these guys. Survivor Tix. Get your VIP tickets for that. It's going to be a huge event. It's almost sold out. A lot of people are going to be there. We're going to a bunch of survivors coming. So last thing I wanted to say before I leave, because I want to make sure that's plugged. We will all be in Baltimore April 8th. Go get your tickets now. SurvivorTix.com. Bye, guys.
See you, Bobby.
It's Richard Hatch's birthday. How cool is that?
So I see Mike White go home, and I'm very relieved. I didn't need Mike White on this season. I thought his time was well spent, but I didn't want him to overstay his welcome. And I think he left right around when he needed to.
I agree with that. I did not want Mike White on the season, and I loved every second that Mike White was on the season. Like I'm a Mike White apologist because I'm just like, wow, like I love literally top 3 my favorite people on this season. But wow. I think I got all I needed.
Yeah, agreed. I think that we now can okay, he was on the show. White Lotus is a thing, and we can all kind of move on.
How great is Christian calling out Ozzy for? He's just like, dude, he just wants to be on the next season. He wants to
yeah.
If Ozzy's not a busboy at the resort on White Lotus, I mean, come on.
We have failed. I mean, come on. We have failed. And apparently in his exit press, he said that he didn't start writing until he got home. He didn't start writing the new season until he got home. So he has all the content from Survivor that he needs before he even started writing. So yes, Ozzy needs to be a busboy or a waiter or a pool boy in some capacity in season 4 of White Lotus.
Ozzy is the manager or was the manager of one of Mike White's favorite restaurants. And as a manager, I'm sure Ozzy has bussed many a table.
I know for a fact he has. Ozzy was crashing on my couch not too long ago. We've talked about it. I'm sure that he has. So I thought that this episode had a lot of flaws. I thought the Billie Eilish Boomerang Idol has overstayed its welcome. I think Zack Brown overstayed his welcome. I thought, seeing Emily.
So do you agree that's the greatest reward ever or no?
No, not even close. I don't even think it's no reward at the sanctuary will be the greatest reward ever.
Okay. But do you agree with the nourishment and music filling the soul?
I think it's the best reward of the new era.
Okay.
I'll say that.
I'll live with that.
I'm
not dying on the Zack Brown sword.
Yeah. I would always rather have an experience. I'd rather get in a helicopter, fly to a volcano, surf on the volcano, go to a waterfall and slide down it, swim with jellyfish, go to a village with a bunch of indigenous people. And I would rather do any of those things than spend an afternoon with Zack Brown for an hour or two at the sanctuary. It's not even close.
I had tickets to Zack Brown one time, and I got pink eye.
Oh, that's if you were on 50, you could have told him that.
I know. I would have. So me and D would have been the pick because I wouldn't have been on the winning tribe. Obviously, that's how we know how that shit works. But I mean, I don't know. Well, I was on the winning tribe when I played the first. Whatever. Yeah. So no, I did not go. Everyone's like, dude, just go, and I'm just like, what kind of asshole goes out with pink eye?
No, I agree. That was the right.
Literally, asshole.
Yeah, literally, yeah. So I thought we took a step down this episode.
Yes.
I think that we can still bounce back. I think they needed to get the Zack Brown of it all out of the way. I think that they got the Mike White of it all out of the way. Like, I need to see who is going to be in this show that isn't Christian Hubicki. I think that's my big question going into episode 5. Who is going to emerge from this show that is not Christian Hubicki that is going to make this season memorable? Because if you take Christian so far out of this season, like, who's the star?
Yeah.
Who like, and that's like a real question. Like, who are the secondary stars of this season to Christian Hubicki's main character? Coach is fair. We didn't get enough Coach this episode.
Coach Suri, zero confessional Suri.
Suri, we didn't get any Suri this episode.
Yeah. So
like,
I'm liking. Punch me in the face when you see me, Gabe, and you probably you're like, hey, remember when you said punch you in the face? I'm loving Evil Charlie.
Evil Charlie is more fun than anything we saw from 46.
I hated other Taylor Swift. Charlie is my top 10 least favorite people in the history of Survivor. Evil Charlie, I'm like, this dude rules.
Rizzo versus Charlie.
And I'm liking Riz God, and I hated him before.
Yeah. No, I agree with both those takes. I think that giving Charlie some edge he desperately needed.
Desperately.
I think that Rizzo is
up a little bit.
Yeah. And I think that Rizzo is a perfect opponent for him. Because
the only way to put up Charlie is against Rizzo.
Is to put him next to Rizzo. Yeah. And it's like they're both these cornballs in their own way. And I think Rizzo is more endearing. So he's kind of the baby face to Charlie's heel. And I think that, like, the dynamic, I think it just works. And they're both these, like, over-the-top Survivor fans. And the reason they're beefing is because of things only Survivor nerds would ever care about. Like,
I think they would. I think secretly,
well.
like there is the Maria call out and the Sophie deal of it all. But I think I'm the number one Survivor fan playing, not you.
Yes. I think there's an undercurrent of that, right? Yeah.
Like he's not gonna say it.
I think he is. Yeah. If that came to fruition in any way, I think that would be an awesome storyline. Like, who's the biggest super fan on the show? Like, that would make super fans on the show a bit more fun. Like, go all the way if you're gonna do it. But I'm excited for next week. I haven't lost my vigor for season 50. And I can't wait to see what they come up with next week. I do think that this week was a bit of a step down, though. But as we wrap this up, Johnny, I know that you're going to still be doing different cities. Let the people know. You're way ahead of me.
Boom, look at there. So next week, I am in Richmond, Virginia. That's Star Hill Brewing. It's myself, Richard Hatch, and Tevin is joining us. Tevin from 46. Is that
46? Yep.
Boom. I'm so not good at this, but I'm getting better. So Tevin's gonna be joining us there. Star Hill Brewing. Go to survivortix.com. That's survivortix.com. The following week I'm gonna be at Ron Clark's deal. So unless you're super famous or something, you're not gonna be there. So don't even try to go. And the following week, it's Richard Hatch's birthday. It's myself. It's Richard Hatch on his birthday. Gabe's gonna be there. Bobby's gonna be there.
Hometown boy, baby.
Nora is going to be there, and the concierge of the Island of Extinction, Reem Daly, is going to be there. Plus, I rumor and innuendo some surprise guests. That is at Jimmy's Famous Seafood. See you there April 8th. The 22nd, I'm going to be at Heist Brewing in Charlotte, North Carolina. Me and Richard Hatch. The 29th, I'm at Little Miami Event Center. Huge venue. Holy moly, tickets are selling like what? Tickets are selling great for everything. We sold out Kazi's Comedy Club last night, Newport News. Sold out. It was me, Hatch, and Sarge from Vanuatu. Sarge was hilarious. Holy shit balls. He is a funny dude. So, but we're going to be at Little Miami Brewing. And then I guess I need to update the poster. We're going to be at Wolf Dog Brewing, Salt Lake City, Utah. That is May 6th, I believe. So it's me, it's Hatch, it's winner of Survivor China, Todd Herzog. Try saying that 5 times fast. Todd Herzog's going to be there. Sean from season 45 is joining us. Cowboy Rick, Final Four finisher. Do not remember him. Allegedly on the show. Very excited to meet him for the first time and see him for the first time ever. But he's on Survivor, I've been told. And I think a surprise guest. I cannot say who it's going to be, but they may or may not be hiding in plain sight.
Ooh, very exciting. Very, very exciting.
So, yeah, SurvivorTix.com, SurvivorTix.com. The fans, you guys have this is like me and Hatch literally did stand up for 2 hours last night. Because we were at a comedy club.
Yeah,
so we're let's just so I'm like, hey, who else got touched by their uncle? And they're like, whoa, this is real.
Whoa, this got really real really fast. Whoa.
Yeah. There's a lot of people chuckling and a lot of people having some introspection. So my
awesome,
uncle
man.
Sucks too. So I'm right there.
I cannot wait to get you guys to Baltimore. It's going to be so much fun, man. It's going to be a really, really good time. I can't wait. Jimmy Seafood in Baltimore. If you haven't got your tickets yet, Bobby will be joining us as well, alongside Richard Hatch, Nora, Reem, maybe some other folks as well. Cannot wait to make more announcements as the year goes on. You can join us next week, Thursday, 7 p.m. We're going to be doing these recaps the day after every single week, and we have our immediate after show hosted by Matt Bischoff immediately following the conclusion of Wednesday's episode. So make sure you're tuning in to that as well. Bobby, if you don't have any, or you can see my muscle memory kicking in. Johnny, if you don't have anything else, you're on the controls now that Bobby left. Get us out of here.
Bye, everybody.